What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Novesity, streaming both live here on Facebook and YouTube. We are starting a new case, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mica Miller right here. And this is a sad case. I want you guys to just imagine your best friend, your sister, your lover, commits suicide. And her husband just goes to church the same day, the next day, like it's nothing, and said, oh, you know, my wife committed suicide earlier today. I want you to imagine that everyone who knows her, loves her, knows that would she do something like this? But then she is scared for her life. Reports came. She calls the police and tells her she's scared for her life. And then she just kills herself, shoots herself in the head, so to say, suicide. But then you got people who are closer saying she just wouldn't do this. How? How is something like this possible? We have more information on this case, ladies and gentlemen. You might want to pay attention because things are about to get a little weird here. Now, I want to welcome you to Novesity. This is a true crime podcast. And please hit that like, hit that share button. Now, I'm not going to sit here and start from the very, very beginning, but I'm going to work from a timeline that I do have and I want to share with you. So please hit that like and share button for me. That would mean so much to me. You might want to get involved in this case. Let's get straight to it. All right. So I want to show you this video. Start off with the basis with it breaking, because this is sad. Watch this.
After the unexpected death of a local pastor's wife, ABC 15's Mike Owen has been working for you to learn more about the life and death of Mica Miller. He joins us now live outside their church in Market Common. So, Mike, what have you learned today?
Mica's friends tell me that she led women's ministry and worship right here at Solid Rock Church. While the death investigation is ongoing, her friends can't believe she's gone and they want answers. But her husband tells me she had a long struggle with mental illness. Mica Miller died last week in the Orem community. The investigation into her death started at Lumber River State Park on Saturday. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office says they're actively investigating how the 30-year-old died. Her friends remembering how she lived her life.
She had a heart for missions. When she went to Africa this time, she just fell in love. That was her heart. She'd do anything for anybody.
She's survived by her husband, the pastor at Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach. He says Mica dreamed of opening up a school in Africa and was always giving to others.
She was probably the greatest wife anyone could ask for. She was incredibly affirming. We spent every night together for hours just talking and talking and talking.
Miller says her death was a suicide, but a cause of death has not been released. But many of her friends are struggling to come to terms with that.
This has to be at least looked into deeply. There's got to be some accountability here because it's a tragic life was lost, and it's not just as simple as somebody had some mental issues.
But Miller says Mica battled mental health issues for years, even speaking openly about it to the congregation.
She had struggled with suicide before, and each time, helped her through it, took her to her doctor, and we got through it, and everything was fine. And she even gave a few testimonies here at church. We have on video of times where she had battled suicide, but God took care of her and got her through it.
For families dealing with mental health issues, the pastor at Solid Rock Church has a message.
The second you see any type of sign, get them to a doctor. I mean, the second you see it, don't wait.
A memorial for Mica will be held this Sunday at 3 p.m. at Solid Rock Church. A group of her friends will also be meeting there at 9 a.m. to hold a Justice for Mica rally to bring awareness to her struggles.
Now, you heard that, right? But do not go anywhere because it gets a little strange. Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that someone is responsible, but I'm going to let you decide that. I'm not going to decide that. You guys need to hear this for yourself because something weird is going on here. Listen to this now. I'm going to show you right now. Do me a favor, guys. Hit that like and share button for me. That means so much. We do have a new update, by the way. Just a couple hours ago, a new video was released about Mica. You guys probably want to see this. Let's see here.
Community in
Yes. Oh, she was the pastor's wife. People were asking questions. Who is she? A pastor's wife. All right. This happened in around Myrtle Beach. I do have the 911 call. I'm going to show you guys all this, okay?
Police will meet with the family of a woman found dead under suspicious circumstances. That's according to her friends and family.
According to her friends and family, suspicious circumstances.
Examiner now says Mica Miller died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She lived in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. She was found in a state park in North Carolina. Those who knew Miller say she was trying to build a new life away from her husband, who is a pastor. Our Emily Finn joins us now. Emily, good morning. So Mica Miller's death has rocked the Myrtle Beach community. New details coming out every single day. What have we learned so far?
Yeah, this is a pretty bizarre case, Henna. The Robeson County Sheriff's Office says that they plan to meet with Miller's family. They're planning to share more details about the coroner's report during a press conference later today. Now, Miller's body was found in a state park over a week ago, but those closest to her say that the details surrounding her death just aren't adding up. So here's what we know right now. Just days before she died, she had filed multiple times for legal separation and had filed for divorce last October from her husband.
Listen to that. I'm going to rewind this. Listen to this. This case gets weird. I'm going to rewind it. Listen to it.
In a state park over a week ago, but those closest to her say that the details surrounding her death just aren't adding up. So here's what we know right now. Just days before she died, she had filed multiple times for legal separation and had filed for divorce last October from her husband, Pastor John Paul Miller. He announced to his Solid Rock Church congregation that his wife took her own life and was struggling with mental illness. The church has since released Miller from his senior pastor duties, but Mica's friends and family say that she was a woman planning to live. News Nation spoke with one of her friends who say he doesn't buy the medical examiner's report.
My gut feeling, I don't agree. The young lady was energetic. She was making plans. It just doesn't sound like someone committing suicide. It sounds like someone is getting ready to live life again, really starting her life over. And just going off what we've seen, what I witnessed, you know, the character and how treatment and how we were treated and talked to, and I just don't believe it for a minute.
So listen to this. Leading up to her death, Mica detailed a series of harassing incidents to police, telling them that she feared for her life. That includes someone slashing her car tires and someone putting a tracking device on her car, but it's not clear who that might have been at this time. A name was in those police reports, but it has been redacted. So, Hannah, we are waiting to hear more details on this case.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Go to join.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? She told the police she feared for her life. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? She was already making plans. She was filing divorce, separating from her husband. She was in motion, making multiple plans, not only the divorce, but plans for her future. Excuse me, I sneezed. Slashing her tires, a tracking device? How did someone get this close to a pastor's wife? That is the confusing part of this. So, first of all, I'm going to start off with this. Police department, who's responsible, who took these calls, didn't take it seriously. Well, good. Congratulations. You got blood on your hands. Congratulations. She told you already. Did you take it serious? What precautions did you take? What happened? What happened here? She already told you. There was a name mentioned. Now redacted? Why? Because this is an open investigation? Have you found any clues yet? Are you going to? Now let's get to this husband. This part. You know what? Hold on, wait a minute. I just caught something. Wait a minute. What did she say? Wait a minute.
News Nation investigating.
No. She said something. Hold on. Chat, wait a minute. It was right here she says something. Listen to this. Wait a minute.
The church has since released Miller from his senior pastor duties, but Mica's friends and family say that she was a woman planning to live. News Nation spoke with one of her friends.
She was planning to live. Okay.
Who say he doesn't buy the medical examiner's report.
My gut feeling, I don't agree. The young lady was energetic. She was making plans. It just doesn't sound like someone committing suicide. It sounds like someone is getting ready to live life again, really starting her life over. And just going off what we've seen, what I witnessed, you know, the character and how treatment and how we were treated and talked to, and I just don't believe it for a minute.
So listen to this. Leading up to her death, Mica detailed a series of harassing incidents to police, telling them that she feared for her life.
You hear that, right? You hear that, right?
That includes someone slashing her car tires and someone putting a tracking device on her car, but it's not clear who that might have been at this time.
We get it. It's not clear, but that's enough to be like, hey, officer, this is what's happening. I need some protection. I need you guys to be aware of this. This is what's happening. What? Nothing. But here is the shit kicker for me. Listen to this part.
A name was in those police reports, but it has been redacted. So, Hannah, we are waiting to hear more details on this case.
Thanks for watching.
A name was there, but it was redacted. Now, I got a question for somebody. I got a question for the husband. You knew this was going around, obviously, because you're her husband. What did you do to take precautions to protect your wife? Right? Who is she going to go to? She's going to go to her husband. A wife would. But nothing. There was a name given. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you it was his name. But people would do whatever it takes to keep their reputation, their money, their property, their power. People will fake to pretend like another person to seem like they're not responsible. Keep that in mind of what I just told you. Ladies and gentlemen, keep that in mind. Now, the husband, I got a lot of questions to ask you. Where were you that night? What happened? I want to play this video. I'm going to skip to this video real quick because this video, guys, I got the whole phone call. I got the 911 call. I got everything you need to hear. Don't worry about it. It's all here in Novesity. I got it for you guys.
We're not going to do an altar call today. Instead, I'm going to have you stand up and I'm going to make an announcement. And after the announcement, I'm going to ask that you leave church quietly and don't talk about the announcement here in the building. And so y'all can stand to your feet. Before I make the announcement, I also want to say that my request to you is that you will continue to come to church and serve and give for the next little bit. 'Cause I don't want to have. I'm taking a little bit of a break, and I don't want to have to worry about the church. My break may be a few days, a few weeks. I don't know. I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away, and it was self-induced, and it was up in North Carolina, and we're gonna have a funeral for her next Sunday here at 3 p.m. And so it's all I can. I'm just kind of going on adrenaline right now. So y'all pray for me and my kids and everybody. and y'all knew that she wasn't well mentally, and that she needed her medicine that was hard to get to her. And so I'm sure there'll be more details to come, but just keep our family in your prayers. And I'm going to let Pastor Randall, Bishop, he can pray. I'll get him a microphone, he'll pray out. And if you have anything you want to share as well.
She was struggling with mental illness. She probably was, but people with mental illness don't just look for an exit out. They don't just do that. They don't just do that. You know? Now, I'm not saying that that's not how this happened. Maybe it did happen that way. I'm not saying that the pastor, her husband, has something to do with this. I'm not saying all these yet. I'm not going to make these claims just yet. In my opinion, you guys can say whatever you want in the comments. This is Novesity. Say what you guys want in these comments. Cole on the low says, time to get involved with the 199. Thank you so much, Cole. I appreciate you. How are you? Laura Martinez with the 2. She says, hi, no. Hello, family, mods. No, you're number 1, dude. Oh, that means so much to me. Not number 1, but just trying to do what's right. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Laura Martinez, you're amazing. Thank you. I appreciate that. But let's not make any assumptions just yet. Let's keep getting involved because this gets just even more weirder.
2 people who knew Mica and John Paul very well. Ken and Alicia Young were members of the Solid Rock Church, and they often socialized with Mica and with John Paul. Thank you to both of you for doing this. If I can, Ken, let me start with you. You were a worship leader at this church. You were there 2019 to 2020. You socialized with this couple, Mica and John Paul. You went to movies. Can you describe for me what their relationship was like?
First of all, thank you for having us on. But, you know, it's kind of a loaded question. When we first met them, you know, I saw what, you know, on the surface, it seemed to be a happy relationship. There were just some things that I saw, so I got to know them more. And
hold on, chat. Give me 1 second real quick. Somebody on Facebook seems to know more details on this case. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take some phone calls on this case. If you know information, you know, possibly what I missed, but I didn't show you everything just yet, okay? I know a lot of stuff so far. I do want to take phone calls, but let's save that for later. But don't be afraid. You guys can call in. I'm going to take a little bit of calls. Nicole says this on Facebook. No, Novesity. Chris Watts feels here. Let's listen in.
Ways that he would speak to her at times, and just was just kind of red flags. I can't say it was one particular incident. I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was just kind of a consistent way that he treated her, and honestly, in some ways, he kind of treated a lot of women that way, from what I saw.
So I want to ask you something. I know that you have mentioned before that one of the things that you really disliked about this church and the leadership of this church in particular was that there was, quote, immorality, hypocrisy among the leadership. With that in mind, it's a little astounding to learn that he met her when she was 14 as a member of the youth group, like the youth program there, and he was married with, I think, 5 kids.
What?
So was there a
Whoa! What? Wait, hold on. Wait. Back that up. Back it up. Shout out to Bree over at YouTube, by the way, for the 5 gifted subs. Bree. Shout out to Bree, Elemental PZ X Sneezy with Dreezy for the 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Back this up.
He met her when she was 14 as a member of the youth group, like the youth program there, and he was married with, I think, 5 kids. So was there did he have an affair with Mica and leave his wife and children to be with her? And if that's the case, how old was she when he did that?
So
don't say it's true, please.
I remember a specific conversation that I had with him when that was brought up, and it was because I heard about that. Like there were rumors, going around that their relationship even started in infidelity and things like that. And,
what?
In my conversation with him, he did basically confirm that. He did not get into her age. What he said to me point blank was that she was in my youth group. We became friends. Over time, it became kind of something more.
What?
And that was probably the gist of it, as far as I can remember now. I mean, it's been years ago, but it was a little concerning. And there were other members of the church.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there were other members.
That's very concerning, right?
Oh, very, yes. And there were other members of the church, though, that.
Breezy, you see this? You see the video above me? Can you cop that for me, please?
When I asked about it, that it was just kind of, it's something that kind of just everybody knew and accepted. And
let me ask you this, because you might give it a pass once, and maybe not. I mean, I wouldn't, but okay, some people might. They might get over it. But as I understand it, he's married, he has children, he meets a 14-year-old, eventually gets married to that older 14-year-old in her early 20s. And, I don't know, Alicia, if you can add to this, but he then allegedly begins another affair with a church member who has a husband who uses a wheelchair, who mysteriously ended up dead and drowned in a pool. Is that accurate?
What is going on? Oh my God. Oh my God. What? Excuse me? What? Back that up. Achilles with the 3 super chat. He says he's a ped. That's what it sounds like. If you got information on this case, DM it to me right now over at Facebook. This is getting crazy. I gotta hear that again. Hold on.
I mean, I wouldn't, but okay, some people might. They might get over it. But as I understand it, he's married, he has children, he meets a 14-year-old, eventually gets married to that older 14-year-old in her early 20s. And, I don't know, Alicia, if you can add to this, but he then allegedly begins another affair with a church member who has a husband who uses a wheelchair, who mysteriously ended up dead and drowned in a pool. Is that accurate?
Yes.
What?
That's what we've been told by people who have reached out. We've spoken to former church members. We've spoken to current church members, and people, and also family. It's kind of common knowledge, and that's kind of why it's the head scratcher. And because it's like, if it's common knowledge, why hasn't something been said? But basically, what we've been told by people, Ashley, is that he groomed her from a young age. And
what? Oh my God. Oh my God. What the hell is going on here? What the hell? Grooming her from a young age. 14. Holy chicken strips. Bree says she was the babysitter for his family. Insane. Insane. Yes, Dion, I got that. I got that Inside Edition video. I do. We're gonna watch that. There's a lot of things to unpack here, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of things to unpack here. A lot of things to unpack here. Brand new video just posted 3 hours ago from strange text messages. We need to get involved right after this video. Facebook, okay. I need Facebook to go ham right now. Hit that like button. Hit that share button for me. Share this in the Mica group. Share this to your profile. I need Facebook to pop off right now. This is wild. YouTube, hit that like button. This is insane. You mean to tell me grooming from a small child, her babysitter, he had an affair with a wife whose husband was in a wheelchair. He mysteriously dies. Everything that he's been affiliated with is either gone, missing, or someone died. What the hell is going on here? What the hell? Absolutely unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable.
And, married her when he was able to, and, but, I will say that when I met them, on the surface, at least at that point in time, it seemed like a fairly healthy marriage. She didn't seem like.
Can I ask? Yeah, can I ask this, Alicia? I guess that the essential question here, Alicia, is: do you believe that it is at all possible that your friend Mica took her own life, or do you suspect that her pastor estranged husband is at fault here?
I want to hear this. I want to hear this. Come on.
I absolutely do not believe that she took her own life, because
Listen to this.
She was energetic and her faith in God was unwavering. And she was always quick to encourage somebody else, including myself. We went to lunches together. We worked out together. Just the things that I do know about John Paul. I truly do not believe that she took her own life. I do not.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation.
What? He was the pastor for the funeral of the husband, says Bree. And that's crazy. But yet he had an affair. Am I correct? Unbelievable. I cannot say that he's responsible. But things are not okay here. Not okay. A lot of weird shit going on here. Big coincidences. Makes no sense. Achilles says, what the heck is wrong with people these days? I cannot tell you, brother. I cannot tell you. I know I'm looking at the comments and people are saying, she purchased a gun shortly before I got that. But she feared for her life. That just because she purchased a gun, that doesn't mean she did it. No one was there. The cops can only say that it is. A medical examiner, listen. A medical examiner can only tell you so much. Even the feds, they see an open wound, a wound, something, a gunshot inflicted wound, right? The wound doesn't just speak to you and says, I did it, he did it. They can only assume so by the position, the angle. It's fuzzy. There are a lot of cases where this happened and it ended up being somebody that was responsible. And they had to overturn their decision. Nah. Mad red flags. More red flags. I'm not done with this.
Investigative correspondent Rich McHugh has been on the ground all day long in South Carolina. He joins us now with the very latest.
I'm not done with this. This is unacceptable. This is ridiculous. Antonia joined a Novesity class member over at YouTube. Members, say hi to Antonia. Let's welcome her to the Novesity Nation.
What have you learned, Rich?
Hi, Elizabeth. Well, it's the news that nobody here in Myrtle Beach wanted to hear. Many in her circle are in stunned disbelief. The Robeson County Sheriff confirming just hours ago that surveillance photos and the 911 call confirmed that Mica Miller did take her life. They just released a statement I want to read. While I know it's not what many people wanted to hear, the evidence is quite clear and compelling, and we are as saddened as anyone that this occurred. Before this news, her husband, John Paul, sent me this text message. I have never once in my life ever hurt her in any way, ever. Her close friends are devastated and stunned, saying she gave no indication that she was at all suicidal. Take a look.
She had a hair appointment this week. She had plans to attend church with them on Sunday. So the news, when I heard it, I thought it was just some kind of terrible misunderstanding. Because she was headed in a positive direction and she was making plans and had a new purpose that she was pursuing. She was loving her job, everything.
But they say there was a lot of darkness in her life. She had just filed for divorce 2 days before her death, just filed police reports because someone had slashed her tires, and she found a GPS tracking device on her car. She even filed a no-contact restraining order against, according to police records, but it's unknown if it was for JP. Police had redacted the name on the report. In March, she posted on Facebook some advice for anyone struggling with leaving an abusive situation. Here she is.
You don't have to stay in an abusive relationship, whether that's sexual, whether that's somebody forcing you to take illegal drugs, or alcohol abuse, or physical abuse, psychological abuse, making you think that this is all your fault, or you're a bad mom, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad husband, or you're not giving it your all when you know you are.
Wait a minute. She's speaking behind her words. She's speaking behind her words. Do you see that? Not directly or even indirectly, but she's speaking in a way where these things are happening to her or some. Hold on. Wait a minute, chat. Let's watch that video one more time.
Abusive situation. Here she is.
You don't have to stay in an abusive relationship, whether that's sexual, whether that's somebody forcing you to take illegal drugs.
Right there. We are talking about a pastor's wife. Ladies and gentlemen, please get this church, religion, God, Jesus, put it to the side. Let's leave that to God, right? I do not care if you bring the Pope to me and says, this man is innocent. He's a saint. He will never do it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Jesus Christ, all those pastors did what? They're pedophiles. Enough. This is just a pastor. He's a regular man that walks on the street wearing the same shoes and have the same phone. Again, I'm not saying he did it, but there's a little red flags there, buddy. I don't know who did it for now, but I have my speculation. But for a woman to come to Facebook, and let me tell you something, if a woman had people to talk, if a female has someone to talk to, she would do it. But for her to go on Facebook, think about that. For her to go on Facebook and vent like this means like she was being controlled. The autopsy results showed it was self-inflicted. I know Diana, but Diana, I don't give a hell about that autopsy right now. I don't care about that right now. An autopsy really cannot tell you Who pulled the trigger? You understand? You understand what I'm saying? I'm going to put that to the side. If a woman was to go like this and say stuff that are in hints, following divorce, somebody's harassing her, open investigation. She's fearing for her life. Fearing for her life. For Jesus Christ. He groomed her when she was young. Had interest in her when she was young. When an older man does that to a younger girl, he can control her easily because she's easily manipulated. Her brain is a sponge when it comes to someone she looks up to. A pastor, yet at that. Someone who knows how to talk. Look at this. Look at this message directly telling you in front of your face.
Or alcohol abuse, or physical abuse, psychological abuse, making you think that this is all your fault, or
making you think that this is all your fault. What is the culprit of mental illness if not this is a factor of it? Narcissist. Making you think that this fucks with your head. This messes up with your head.
Or alcohol abuse.
Alcohol abuse.
Or physical abuse.
Physical? Sexual?
Psychological abuse.
Psychological abuse.
Making you think that this is all your fault.
Making you think that this is all your fault. That is the start of mental illness.
Or you're a bad mom, or you're a bad wife, or you're a bad husband, or you're not giving it your all when you know you are.
Now, it challenges her close friend who has asked us not to use her name, says Mica was definitely struggling with. Take a look.
I know she'd been struggling. She's gotten 3 different numbers, or she's had 3 different numbers in the last 3 months trying to make sure that he did not get her phone number and could not get in contact with her. She messaged me saying, thank you for your gentle warnings over the years about JP, or my relationship with JP. I know that you knew I wasn't ready to get out yet, but I've replayed our combos over and over.
Look at that. Thank you for your warnings. What is going on in this case? What is going on? You think because you're a pastor? What? Soft serve? She had warnings. Julia Shea with the 499 says, no, look up what she had documentation and what she wrote. It's the saddest thing I've ever heard in a long time. Julie Shank, don't you worry, I'm on it. I'm gonna get that stuff right now. I got a lot already. Thank you, Julie Shank, for the 5 super chat. I love Jane for the 2 super chat. It says pastor's father was abusing international students. What the hell? What? Guys, if you got information on this, share this with me immediately. I want to get to the bottom of this, and I will not stop. If I have to have a double podcast, I will do it in the name of Mica. Unacceptable. This beautiful young girl lost her life because she was afraid. Cole on the low says, what's in the dark always comes to light. Well said, Cole on the low. Well said. Netta ain't nothing better with the 10. Jesus, Netta, she's favorites the yellow. She says, I feel like that was her evidence she left behind, in my opinion. You know, Netta, I think there's a little more than just evidence she left behind. I think that they're going to find something very soon. I'm going to show you guys some text messages. Netta, watch this coming. Elizabeth with the 50. Elizabeth. Oh my God. Elizabeth. Can I get Debbie's in the chat for Elizabeth? She just gave 50 memberships to everybody over at YouTube. She gave everyone free memberships. Unbelievable. You get your perks, you get access, you get priority, you get phone calls, you name it. Elizabeth, thank you for that 50. You were missed. Elizabeth, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. We are talking about the Mica Miller case, where a pastor's wife mysteriously commits suicide, DK, self-inflicted gunshot wound, and there. I mean, after everything we are learning, this case is boggling people's mind, And I want everybody from Facebook and YouTube to get involved. This is very triggering and upsetting. Netta, thank you for the 10. I appreciate you. Ain't nothing, Netta. Thank you. All right, let's continue with this video real quick. I wanna understand what her close friend was talking about, giving her warning signs about this guy, because it looks like her friend knew something just a little more, but not enough to warn her best friend. Let's keep listening. Elizabeth!
Had throughout the years and wished there was a way I could get out. And now I have, with a big smiley face.
Now, the sentiment here again among friends that this does not feel like closure given all that she went through. Elizabeth?
Yeah, Rich, the friends are all saying that she was in an abusive relationship. She appears to be saying that in her own the selfie video that she posted. And then there was that bizarre series of videos of the preacher, her soon-to-be ex-husband, JP, on the, in the church, giving a series of what can only be described as bizarre sermons, where he first announces to the congregation that my wife is dead. Just a couple hours ago, she killed herself. Then talks about shooting people because you're so angry. Those videos were taken.
Wait, what?
First announces to the congregation that my wife is dead. Just a couple hours ago, she killed herself. Then talks about shooting people because you're so angry. Those videos were taken down rather quickly. They're no longer available online. But that really is what spurred all the interest and suspicion in this case.
What? Are you kidding me? What?
Yeah, there's so much under the hood here, Elizabeth, depending on which side you talk to. You talk to people who are aligned with him, JP, and you get one story. People who are aligned with her, and you get a completely different story. There's so much going on. That's why everybody was so frustrated that this was the news today, that this was the end.
All right.
But this is not the end for the people on her side.
Thanks so much for
No,
watching.
it's not the end. Unacceptable. It's not the end. It's not. The memberships are still going off. W's in the chat for Elizabeth. Thank you so much, Elizabeth. I really appreciate you. Elizabeth. Oh, gosh, man. This case is driving me nuts, man. Ashley Gordon with the $4.99 says she was going to expose JP for the past during their crazy divorce. Just because he's a pastor doesn't make him an angel. Says Ashley Gordon. Well said, Ashley. Well said. Exactly. Ashley Gordon over at YouTube. Good super chat. Gwen with the 100 stars over at Facebook says, I noticed she was giving us signs while she was talking. She was. All right, ladies and gentlemen, do you guys want to hear the 911 call? Do you guys want to hear the 911 call of Mica Miller's? This beautiful, beautiful soul. You guys want to get involved? All right. 911 call. Let's do it. Facebook, YouTube, you guys already know what to do. Facebook, hit that like and share button. That means so much to me. Please, Facebook. I need to spread this beautiful lady's story. We got 65 shares. We just need 35 more. 35 Facebook, that's all. Hit that share button for me. YouTube, hit that like button. This is insane. Let's have a listen, ladies and gentlemen.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
A national park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
In Fair Bluff.
Let's see.
Why was she
I have
asked that?
my location on, I think, on my phone.
This poor woman.
Find my phone is on. I just did my my location.
Okay, I'm showing. Hold on 1 second.
What is this dispatch doing? How you can't trace her location?
I don't think you are in Robeson County. Are you at the Lumber River State Park?
Yeah, that's where I am.
Okay. Tell me what's happened.
Come on, Mica.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay?
Oh my God.
Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute. Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
Hi, are you able to trace the location of my phone?
Let me see. You don't know where you're at?
And National Park.
What's the phone number you're calling me from?
843-655-5242.
Where's the park located at?
I need to hear the rest of this 911 call. This dispatcher is pissing me off. I'm not going to lie to you. I know this is a little difficult to hear. Obviously, the words are blurred out. Nothing traumatizing or triggering for anybody to hear that, but that's a bit deep. That 911 call, I did not sit right with my stomach. I didn't like it. Not one bit. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't. That right there was just not good. But if her life was in danger, for her to say that wouldn't make any sense to me. Something is off here, man. Let me listen to this, everybody. I think we need to pay attention to this. Give me 1 second. Let me move this over. Full screen it. Let's have a listen.
Breaking news. It's Monday, May 6th, and there's been a massive Michael Miller update as an affidavit has come out, as well as disturbing details about what JP forced Michael to do when they were together. So it was revealed that Mica apparently kept a binder of everything that happened to her, and that binder has been sent over to the police, and in a future affidavit, JP apparently apologizes to Mica and admits to everything that she accuses them of. And again, trigger warning. But JP would apparently often force Mica into his truck to go find a homeless man to finish on her. One time,
What the? Excuse.
time they picked up a woman, but that turned out to be a man. But that didn't stop JP from performing acts on him. There was also, one time, JP relieved himself to a dog, and he also apparently had a blow-up doll of a 4-year-old. This is the affidavit of Michael's sister saying that Michael would often express the violence and abuse against her by JP, and that JP would even have people follow her and keep track of where she went, and that he would often move assets that were in his name, such as his vehicle, changing the deed to their house to the church, transferring interest in Crocodile Rocks to one of his sons. And apparently while Michael was at the mental health facility, all of the evidence that she gathered against JP about his abuse character, his associates that he paid off, were all deleted. They were removed from her phone, her laptop, her vehicle, and her purse and never recovered. Michael also apparently said, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP. We're not going to stop fighting for you, Mica, and we're not going to let JP get away with what he did."
Yo, I don't know why I'm so emotional. Excuse me. Yo, excuse me. She went through some shit. She went through something. Why? I wish you would have came forward earlier with this. I wish you did, my mom. I wish you did, bro. Hold on. Yo, it turns out that, you know, hold on, guys. Give me a second, because I'm trying to take everything in at what I just heard. I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second. Oh my God. I need to talk to her friend. I need to interview her friend. Mods, please do me a big favor. Get in contact with her friends, please. I want to talk to them. I want to do a interview with them, please. That I don't know why, but that disturbed me. It disturbed me because it seems to me she took to Facebook to try to come out to the people. She has receipts. She said, if I end up dead with a bullet in my head, it's JP. But it's confusing how you called your own death like that. She was young. And he knew, and he chose her to babysit his kids. In my head, I'm trying, I can't, you know, okay, hold on, guys. This is a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, and I'm so sorry. I usually have it together. But hearing that,
But Mica Miller's cause.
That was no good. That was no good. Forgive me. Let me get it together.
A waitress in South Carolina shared this receipt with us from a customer she served on February 23rd. Look closely. You see the customer was John Paul Miller, JP Miller, as he's been called. He left that waitress a huge tip, along with his phone number and a smiley face. This was...
You see, let me tell you something. everything that she has been telling us, she has this book of something about what JP would do. Every little thing that we are now picking up with this clues of information, it pertains to her evidence. He is talking to multiple women. You're a pastor? You're a pastor? What do you represent? Look at this. I just played this video 19 seconds in, and you gave your phone number to a waitress. And you're a representation of God. You're a representation of Jesus, your church, your Lord and Savior, the people who go and give you money. Did you just give a $20 tip from the people's money to her pocket? And you left your phone number? You left your phone number? Sleeping with multiple women? Something's coming. People are not going to sleep on this case. I'm on this case. Every day I'm on this case because this is bullcrap. It is not enough to say that she killed herself in this way. You cannot settle for that. I'm glad I'm not an investigator. I'm not a detective. I'm not an officer. You know why? Because I would have to obey by the law. By me being behind the screen, I can bypass that bullcrap because that's bullcrap. And I know people who have a badge that you have to obey that law yourself and go through the strategic line of duty because you have to, because you have that badge. But you people that do have that badge, that found that girl this way, you know damn right that this is bullcrap.
Just 2 months before his wife, Mica, filed for divorce. The waitress, who we're referring to only by her first name, Christiana, reached out to John Paul a few days later and had a casual text exchange with him. Afterward, though, she hit the brakes, she says, after some red flags surfaced about him. And then, last week, after Mica killed herself, Christiana reached out to him yet again, not revealing that she'd made the connection between him and his wife. And she was surprised at his response, to say the least. Christiana joins us now. Thanks so much for coming on the show. Let's just get right to it. You most recently texted him after you heard his wife was dead. What surprised you about his response?
Honestly, it didn't really surprise me all that much. I kind of suspected that it wasn't going to be what you would expect from a grieving husband.
What did he say?
It was, well, I asked him if anything was new, and he more or less said, yes, lots new, LOL. I'll text later.
LOL? Laugh out loud?
Yes.
Monday, March 4th, 5:14 p.m. Hey, how you doing? Working. I'm training in bar. Nice. Maybe I'll stop in later. Send me a pic. By this weekend, I'll be able to make an old fashioned. Nice. Making old fashioned, whiskey, orange, cherry on top, couple drops of vermouth. Of bitters, all that stuff. She knew the drink he wanted. Interesting. Send one that you got. Please, look at the... Ladies and gentlemen, remember when it comes to on Novesity, when we do investigation work, I tell everyone in the chat, do it with me and look at the details. Every details matter. Look at the text. Send one that you got. He asked twice. Please. He's a sex freak. That's what he is. I'm telling you right now. I'm a male. I have male friends. I know how we are as men. I have a lot of people. Listen to me when I tell you. I know a freak when I see one. Not a freak as in freaky. No, like a freak. Please send one. Send one. A pastor saying the word, dang. You ain't for the church, it's for the people. Me hearing that you did something with dogs and homeless people? Yo, why if you had fetishes? Seems like it's beginning to be true.
All right. And it's at that point that you said, okay, no more with this guy, right?
Actually, I was pretty aware of things from the beginning. I had some suspicions. There were some red flags. I did some research before I even texted him. And then after I did, I spoke with a friend of mine whose friend had a very negative experience, a mortifying experience, really, with him and his church.
What happened?
And that's her story to tell. I know that she witnessed some things that were not appropriate and faced some harassment when she tried to speak out about it.
So let's go back to, I want to show up that receipt again for that bill. When you waited on him, was he by himself?
He was with another man.
Okay, and we can see here the bill, he leaves you a $66, no, a $20 tip, is that what it is?
Yes, it was almost a 50% tip.
A 50% tip. Was it clear to you what he meant by leaving a tip like that and with his phone number and a smiley face?
With the phone number and the smiley face included, I think it was pretty clear.
He wanted you to call him.
I would assume that's the implication.
All right. Then you guys exchanged a couple text messages in which he repeatedly asks you to send pictures of yourself.
Yes.
What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? Look at these details. I'm getting all these text messages. I want them all. Blank, I need a bikini pic of you. I don't know if I really have any. I can't read that. And a lot of exclamation parts, blank bikini. I think most of the time when I'm in a swimsuit, I'm almost in a mermaid tail. Blank of the pics going through? Nope. Of any of the pics going through, you're lying. You're lying. You're a lie. No, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you. Wait a minute. Okay, this one isn't bad, but yeah, right now, blank out. How much? Wink. I need these messages. Okay, hold on.
Including bikini pictures, and he called you super hot.
Yes.
Okay, at this point, do you think he's a single guy? Do you know he's married? What do you know about him at this point?
A lot of the things especially after the point that I talked to my friend, I was well aware. I hadn't confirmed everything or all of my suspicions until I talked to my friend. But after that point, I was pretty aware of what was up. And I feel like we have a rampant problem in our country and especially in our churches with this type of behavior. And I feel that it needs to be brought to light. So I saw an opportunity and I took it.
You got an opportunity to try and get proof that he was propositioning other women while married to his wife.
And the fact that he was a pastor approaching people in this manner.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Was there any doubt in your mind what he was asking you for?
No, not at all.
And did he ever ask to meet up with you, or did he just want you to send salacious pictures of yourself?
He mostly just seemed to ask for pictures. He didn't say anything about meeting up.
Okay. Bottom line, though, this is not the behavior you expect from a pastor, a married pastor, to be trying to hook up or get pictures from waitresses at restaurants.
Yeah.
So you did finally cut off communication with him after you got the proof you felt you needed. Why is that?
I didn't really have anything else to say to him until I found out what happened. And I just didn't say anything else to him until then.
Thanks so much for watching.
Hold on. Funny story. A guy left me his number on the checkout work the other day. Are you busy right now, or can I call you? I want the tea. Did you call him? You can call. Okay, give me a minute. Oh, sorry, I'm gonna line the post office. I don't want the person to.
Didn't say
It's okay.
anything else to him.
You know, people are not that bright. Whatever that link is right up there, I can actually type it one by one. And I can see what that is. You want a little project, Bree?
Until then.
Thanks so much.
This story is getting out of hand. If you're brand new over at Facebook and YouTube, we are talking about the Mica Miller case. A pastor's wife suddenly dies. Gun-inflicted wound to the head. Self-inflicted. April 27th, ladies and gentlemen. She had told law enforcement multiple times that she fears for her life. Many signs. She said her husband is a very disturbing human. She filed for divorce, wanted to get away. She ends up dead. Ends up completely dead. Many people on the internet think that he has something to do with this. What do you believe? Keep watching in. This is a true crime podcast here, streaming live both on Facebook and YouTube. Hit the like and share button on Facebook and hit the like button over at YouTube. You're going to enjoy it here while we continue to gather the facts, because I'm not going to give up. I have nothing in me to give up on Mica. I'm not. For what? She found a GPS on her car. Somebody was out to get her. And it could be her husband. Even her friends and family, close friend, warned her about him. Grooming her, she was 14, knew her, babysitted for her. That's intentional. That's an intentional move by a man. Babysitting for my kids? What did you do to her? Sounds like a lot of Stockholm syndrome to me. But I digress. Let's continue with the facts of the story. Wait a minute. Is this a continuation of the 911 call? Hold on, ladies and gentlemen. I think I got it.
Robeson County.
Oh, wait a minute. It's not the continuation. It's the same thing. Okay. Let's get these details real quick. So it's a lot to unpack here. A lot. Includes details of a call she made 911 prior to her death, telling that she's about to kill herself. A death investigation that has tugged on the hearts of people across the nation has been ruled a suicide. The decision was based on the surveillance footage, interviews, and physical evidence in the examination of the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office. So that's how they did it. It was based on surveillance footage, interviews, and physical evidence. On Saturday, April 27, 2024, approximately 2:54 p.m., Robeson County E911 Communications Center received a 911 call from a female. The caller asked the dispatcher if her phone could be located because she was going to kill herself and wanted her family to be able to find her body. During the conversations with the dispatcher, the caller hung up on the phone and the dispatcher was unable to contact the caller. The dispatcher was able to find the location of the caller and dispatch a deputy to the location. Listen, I'm not a dispatcher, right? But let me tell you something. If I get a 911 call as a dispatcher and someone says, "Can you track my location?" Send someone immediately. The deputies contacted the River State Park superintendent. Upon their arrival of the Lumber State Park, North Carolina, the deputies and state park rangers conducted a search of the area of the victim. The search was aided by the Robeson County Sheriff's Office drone During the investigation, a black Honda Accord with a South Carolina registration was located in the parking lot at the state park. The investigators confirmed that the vehicle belonging to Mica Miller, 30, of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Investigations located a six-sewer gun, that's how you say it, case in the passenger seat of the vehicle and a box of ammunition in the center console of the vehicle. Investigators also found a receipt for the weapon handgun from a pawn shop and a receipt from a convenience store in the vehicle. Both receipts were dated for the same day as Miller's death, April 27th. During the search of the park of the 911 caller, investigators were approached by an individual who had found a bag near the water edge with an identification belonging to Miller. The individual stated that he heard someone crying and a gunshot while he was fishing. So let's just say that she did take her life. Let's just say. What prompted her to do this? What led her to do this? How can something like this happen without somebody actually physically doing it? Let's just say. How? How is this achievable? Did she? Enforcements responded to the location excuse me guys, I'm like really dehydrated. I'm sorry. Contacted the North Carolina Medical Examiner's Office upon locating the deceased. The victim was identified as Mica Miller. A 9mm handgun was located in the water at the crime scene during the search of the area. The serial number on the weapon matched the gun box that was found in Miller's Honda Accord. During the investigation, Miller's phone and the other personal belongings were located. A search of Miller's phone revealed that she conducted a Google search for national parks near me, and the Lumber River State Park location was provided. Oh God, I wish I was there. The investigation was revealed that Miller and her estranged husband, John Paul Miller, had been separated and were involved in the legal system. This information led to the investigators confirming the whereabouts of Miller and a female that he is allegedly romantically involved with. Investigators were able to confirm that both individuals were not in North Carolina at the night before and the date of Miller's death. Investigators learned through the interviews that John Paul Miller was at an athletic event in Charleston on the day of Mica Miller's death. John Miller's vehicle was observed traveling in Highway 17 bypass in Horry County at 2:22 p.m. on April 27th, 2024. The investigation confirmed that John Miller was accompanied while traveling to and from the event in Charleston, South Carolina. On Tuesday, May 7, 2024, Sheriff Bernice Wilkins, investigators, and the medical examiner met with the parents and immediate family members of Mica Miller. John Paul Miller was given the opportunity to attend a separate meeting, and Miller indicated through his attorney that he would not come to North Carolina to meet with the investigators. Okay. Investigators conducted several interviews and developed a timeline of events in relation to Miller's death. As you can see right here. 11 a.m., Miller was observed on her Ring camera arriving at her residence, in South Carolina, Myrtle Beach. 11:38 a.m., Miller was observed on her Ring camera leaving her residence. 12:12 p.m., Miller observed on store surveillance walking into Dick's Pawn Shop, which is located at 1852 Mr. Joe White Ave, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. 1 minute later, she purchased a weapon. 1 minute later, Miller is observed leaving Dick's Pawn Shop after purchasing a weapon and ammunition. 1:06 p.m., Miller's black Honda Accord is observed traveling on that highway, South Carolina. 1:27 p.m., Miller's black Honda Accord is observed arriving at 41 Grocery and Grill, which is located at 41 South Carolina. Okay, hold on real quick, chat. Give me a second. – 1:27 p.m., Miller's black Honda Accord. Oh, yeah, I read that already. Sorry. 1:35 p.m., Miller is observed leaving the store after purchasing a drink and gas. 2:54 p.m., Miller called Robeson County from Lumber State Park. Okay, so this is when she made the call, right? Yes. At 32.7 miles, 41 minutes from 41 Grocery and Grill in Mullins via South Carolina North, 9 North. 911 call included below. Oh. First, let me say on behalf of the Robeson County Sheriff's Office that our sincere condolences are being sent to the family and friends of, Mica Miller, says Sheriff Bernice Wilkins. Unfortunately, rumors and conspiracy theories were spreading quickly and assumptions were being made. However, in the end, we must make decisions based on the facts and the evidence that has been gathered. While I know it's not what many people want to hear, the evidence is quite clear and compelling. And we are saddened as anyone that this occurred. There are many factors that we have reviewed that occurred over an extended period of time that are probably related to the reason for this investigation. But in the end, sadly, a tragic decision was made by Mica that ended her life.
Robeson County 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm about to kill myself. I just want my family to know where to find me.
Okay, ma'am. Just listen to what I'm saying, okay? Let me make sure I got the exact location where you're at, okay? Just 1 minute.
I know this guy feels guilty as shit for sure. This is a lot. This is a lot. Hold on, chat. Give me a second. They got his location somewhere else. What is this? Mica's sister, Sierra Brown, seen above Facebook video, told dailymail.com the family is not commenting publicly until the investigation is complete, but confirmed her official cause of death was not yet determined. It is determined already. I got to get some interviews with these individuals. Something's not right, man. Something's not right.
Has now officially been released as of about 15 minutes ago. Now, according to the Robeson County Medical Examiner, Mica's cause of death was revealed to be a self-inflicted firearm wound. He went on to say that based on the nature of the wound, that is consistent with a self-inflicted, wound, and it was not in the back of the head as been rumored and speculated. Now, Dr. Johnson, who released this information, was not the on-call medical examiner the weekend that Mica Miller passed away. However, he did say that he went to the scene to help assist the on-call medical examiner. Now, I definitely want to know y'all's thoughts on all of this, but before I do, this is also something that's pertinent to share with you guys. Now, this was actually sent out to the members of Solid Rock Church, which is the church that Pastor John Paul Miller is the head of. And what it's saying is basically that they have released him from all functions for the time of healing.
For the time of healing? What's going on?
Healing.
Give me 1 second. Hold on. Ooh, this is not
guidance and pursuant to our governing instrument. Now, here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to say that this is my personal opinion, so take that for what it's worth. I am still not fully convinced that Mica took her own life. However, let's say that this truly was a self-inflicted wound. I would still argue that with the abuse that is coming out, what we have seen that Mica went through, that John Paul would still be responsible for that death,
exactly,
given everything that he put this woman through. And if
that's exactly the point that I'm making. I'm not convinced, but let's just say that she was the one that pulled the trigger, right? She did it. Boom. I think that what led to that moment of her making this decision that he could still be responsible for, depending on what he put her through mentally. What a cop-out. She suffers from mental illness. What a cop-out. That was... You had to just throw that in there, didn't you? You had to save your ass, right? You just threw it like a Beyblade. Let it rip. He just threw that in there. You all know she does. She stated this. That's what he said. To cover his ass. We all know she said that. She said that she has mental illness. You just knew to throw that in. You just knew that. You knew exactly to throw that in.
If I am off base, you can tell me that, but that is my personal opinion.
You just knew to throw that in, you motherfucker. I am pissed off. Beautiful, beautiful woman. Beautiful. Unbelievable. And unbelievable.
The death of a pastor's wife found shot in the head has just been ruled a suicide, but her friends and family still have questions about social media posts she made shortly before her death.
It's an ocean of grief following the mysterious death of a pastor's wife. Mourners attend a beach memorial in her honor as questions linger over the circumstances of Mica Miller's passing.
We're all a little suspicious of the events that led up to this woman's death.
Today, cops are confirming that 30-year-old Mica took her own life. Mica was the women's ministry leader at the Solid Rock Church in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. God's church pastor, John Paul Miller. Her body was found in a state park. She had a gunshot wound to the head. The next day, her husband announced her death to the stunned congregation.
I got a call late last night. My wife has passed away. And it was arrow.
Suspicion surfaced among Mica's friends and family after it was learned that the pastor and his wife were divorcing. Mica's family alleged in court papers that he was abusive during the marriage and that Mica feared her husband and wanted to escape from the relationship.
The court papers allege Mica told her sister, "If I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP. JP is her husband's initials. And there is this video that Mica recently posted on Facebook.
So you don't have to stay in an abusive relationship.
A Justice for Mica rally was held outside the church.
Justice for Mica!
But today, cops revealed that Mica called 911 to say she was going to kill herself. They say this photo shows her buying a gun just hours before she took her life. They also released the 911 call she made.
Tell me what's happened.
I'm about to kill myself, and I just want my family to know where to find me.
Cops say the pastor was not in town when his wife died. He's been quoted as telling a reporter he never hurt his wife in any way. Now, if you or anybody you know is struggling with mental health, help is available. There's a suicide and crisis lifeline. There's just 3 numbers, 988.
Yo, I don't know why, but I'm angry. This could have been prevented, man. Someone could have made her call 911. It says Gwen with the 100 stars. Diana with the 100 stars. Thank you so much. Bree with the 2 super chats says staff chat. Got you. Thank you so much, Bree. I appreciate you for that super chat. Shanae with the 100 stars says, can they see if she was alone in the car when it was So I don't know what they have around the scene to know who was there. They only know about this guy that was like fishing around there, who said that he heard crying, and then she did that. But he wasn't there. They said that they have indefinite proof that he was not there. He wasn't there. Whatever proof they have, man.
Social media remains largely unconvinced the 30-year-old took her own life. We're going to break it down from the Stream Center.
Live from the Stream Center in Tampa, Florida. Top stories, breaking news, interactive coverage in the palm of your hand. This is Hey JB Live. Here's JB Buono.
I'll tell you, it's been a long time since we've had one of those stories where right as you're done typing up a report on what just happened, something else comes out, another development comes out, and before you know it, you're typing up a second, third, fourth report. That's the type of story that we are dealing with the Mica Miller case out of South Carolina. Hello there to you folks. Welcome into the Stream Center. JB here with you live now across all platforms. You can use hashtag HeyJB to interact with us live. You can also go to our website, www.heyjb.live. I'll bring in my colleague, Rachel Tucker, here momentarily. Really quickly, for those who have never been on the program, but rooms to be able to share live, a very tall order, a tall task when you're talking about just the myriad of reports that have been coming out over the last several hours in relation to the Mica Miller case. It was 10 days ago, April 27th, when Mica Miller's remains were found in a North Carolina state park, not too far away from Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the greater area, of course, where Mica Miller was from. She was 30 years old, married to a pastor, and had a very she expressed herself on social media, and some of her social media posts have come out in recent days, and people trying to find out exactly what happened to Mica, as are we trying to figure out, of course, what happened to Mica. But most importantly, investigators out of Robeson County are paying very close attention to this case, trying to figure out what really happened here. And as we understand it, all the reports that we're getting out of South Carolina points to Tuesday as being a key day for this case, with things being released. However, as we say that, there again has been development after development after development today, and that's why I have Rachel here to help me break all of this down. And Rachel, we've been sharing stories from our sister station WBTW out of Myrtle Beach. And there have been some emerging reports that WBTW hasn't been putting out as well that we're going to try to make sense of. But let's begin with where this started today. The first report that we shared with Mica Miller. What was that this morning?
So this morning we got a share from our sister station WBTW, who said that there were 2 new arrest reports uncovered from March 11th, stating that Mica
was afraid. She was afraid for her life.
Yes,
right?
She was afraid for her life. I was trying to explain the whole situation, but it's kind of convoluted because she filed 2 arrest reports on one day involving her car tires being slashed. And then the mechanic discovered that there was some sort of GPS tracking device on the vehicle, and that is what made her say she was afraid for her life.
I'm reading Rachel's, or the write-up that we have from WBTW that Rachel has been.
It blows my mind how someone who is suicidal is afraid of their life. How can you be afraid of your life if you're suicidal? Michael, what happened? What happened, Mama? What do you know? Get it, terrible husband. Very filthy man. Infidelity, cheater, manipulator, liar. What do you know that would have led you to this? What happened? Something she knows. What did he? I'm just assuming. I'm not saying that he did. What did he say to you? What did he do? What do you know? What did he say to you to lead you to even, if you did this? Because if she did do this, then he must have did something to her in order for her to do this. When somebody's already weak, when you groom them and prey on them when they're young, you all they have. 14 years old. 14 years old. What happened? She left a big clue for her sister. If I end up with a bullet in my head, just know that what? Hold on. No.
Staying on top of work.
No. I refuse. I refuse.
And wanted to escape from the relationship.
The court papers allege Mica told her sister, if I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP.
Why would she say this? Why? But then took her life away. If she did, what the heck happened? Isabel with the 5 super chat. She says, no, do you think Mica could have been under hypnosis, not knowing what she was doing? Her voice doesn't sound like someone that is suicidal. Under hypnosis, I don't think there's proof of hypnosis. I don't think there is. It's used as a performance stunt. But under not some type of hypnosis control, but maybe some other influence that led her to do this. It's like we have all this information, but this little part we're missing. Something that led to this moment. Why? Something is missing here. Because if somebody could say this,
if I end up with a bullet in my head, it was not by me, it was JP.
how can she already premeditate what happened exactly to her? You understand? She died over a bullet in her head, but then she's putting the fault at JP. She made appointments and plans later in the day, the next day. And this happened. There is clues here. It looks like we're going to have to put together and to better understand why she did this. Because someone so intelligent, smart, beautiful, connected, well-rounded, why would she do this? Why? take a good look at her. Why? Why would he put emphasis on, yeah, I remember she mental illness. I read the sheriff's timeline already, Lori. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to, Ginger, you're right, we are getting involved. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take the phone calls tomorrow. And I'm going to change it. Why? Because I want to gather more information on this case, and I want you to do that tonight. Gather more information on this case so we can come back stronger tomorrow. I think I'm going to call it here for this case, and I'm calling it just a tad bit early, just 15 minutes more earlier than I was intended to, because I think I need more homework to do. All I can say is, ladies and gentlemen, there is something strange about this case, and we're not done. I'm telling you, we're not done. Tomorrow, I hope to see you guys here on Novesity, and I'm taking phone calls. Do your homework today, as I'll do mine, and share what you learned tomorrow. Before you leave, hit the follow button and hit subscribe. Hit the follow button, hit subscribe. Hit the follow button, hit subscribe. That means follow. Hit the like button before you leave. Hit the share button before you leave. Get this information out there. And I mean it, get it out. We are not done. We are not done. We are not done, ladies and gentlemen. I am not done. I am going to do whatever I can. I know my DMs are going to blow up like crazy. I know, and I'm ready for it. Share your information with me on Facebook directly. I'm reading as much DMs as I can, because right now, after today, I got 60-something DMs. So I'm going to be mixed in between, okay? Please share your information with me. I want to help this beautiful lady, this beautiful individual. I want to help Mica Miller as best as I can to get the justice she deserves. Because I can tell you, something is far from right when it comes to this case. I want to thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so much. Join the Discord. I'm not in Discord as much as I used to be, but there are people there, beautiful people there, real, true supporters who are there for the cause. In the name of Novesity, I love you guys, and thank you so much for being here with me tonight. May she rest in peace, but we're not done with her. I love every single one of you guys. Consider joining and being part of the family. Be a member. Join. Elizabeth gave 50 memberships. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate your loyalty, your commitment. You're a heavy hitter. And you do it from the heart. Thank you for that. I love you guys. And I'll see you. You better be here. Yeah, be here. I'm going to be here tomorrow. We got another podcast. Yep. All right, guys. Like I always say, do good, die great. Until then, I'll see you on the next one.